Well, it's a beautiful November day. I'm not even wearing a coat, which my wife would be unhappy about. When you look at infrastructure, we hear a lot about infrastructure, roads, fix the damn roads, and make sure that we can drive without having to bust rims or bust tires. Pleasant Grove here on the southwest side is a major connector. It takes you right from Mount Hope all the way to the south edge of the city, and we know we have a lot of traffic on it, and there's a lot of people who've been driving down this road, and it's just been in terrible shape. So one of our priorities was to fix our main roads. I wish we could fix all of our roads, but they don't give us enough money from the state. But fixing our main roads was a huge priority, and getting Pleasant Grove fixed from Mount Hope down to Holmes is step one. And step two will be Holmes down to Jolly on Pleasant Grove. So that way, as traffic comes, you can see here that it's a smooth ride. It's not people busting up their tires and rims, and they're not shaking the whole time. Again, in a really important corridor. So it's great for the residents that live here. It's great for the businesses because people can come right down this corridor. We're going to be doing a whole lot at Pleasant Grove and Holmes in terms of housing and healthcare and banking. Now we'll have easy access for them to get there. So I'm thrilled. I talked about this at my State of the City about a year and a half ago, and now here we are getting the first piece done. We'll get the second piece done next year, along with a few other roads with Jolly in Pennsylvania. We're going to get in Miller. We're going to get a few of these roads fixed, little by little, and then with the state giving us more money, we're going to get even more roads fixed and get into some neighborhood roads. So I'm excited to see the resources increase. I'm excited to see us getting out and being able to fix a bunch of roads. Welcome to Southwest Lansing here on a beautiful day. It is so beautiful that Councilman Hussein is in short sleeves right here in November. So last week, phase one of the Pleasant Grove Road project between Mount Hope and Holmes Road was opened. And I can honestly tell you, we talked about this in my State of the City, about how awful Pleasant Grove was. Councilman had talked to me about it. We got lots of constituents. This was a road that needed to be fixed. We have talked for years about how we have very limited money from Public Act 51, from the state funding, from gas tax and registration fees, but we want to prioritize at least the main roads, the roads that are highly traveled on. And when you look at Pleasant Grove, this is one of our big main roads here in Southwest Lansing, and it was in pretty bad shape. So one of the things that we committed to was fixing the infrastructure, doing work here in Southwest. We've talked about some really good economic development projects that are coming. There's just a lot of momentum going on right now. Pleasant Grove and Holmes is going to see incredible development coming. West Miller is going to see incredible development coming. So I'm really proud that we're able to be here today and announce that this road, this beautiful new looking road with striped, is open. We've done some of the sewer work. About $1 million worth of work. We always talk about it's about $1 million a mile. And for our neighbors who are just south of here, we want to make sure that folks know that next year we will be doing the next part of Pleasant Grove. I was driving on here a few days ago when it first opened, and I got down this beautifully smooth road, and then I went south to Holmes, and then we hit what we think of as Michigan roads. And I'm excited that we'll be able to do that in the second phase. I also want to announce, and I'm going to turn it over to Councilman Hussein, that, next year we're going to be doing actually 4 roads, and we're going to put some signage up. So you're going to see signage like this that talks about the roads that we're going to get to next year. That way people know. We're doing the south part of Pleasant Grove. We're doing Pennsylvania from Mount Hope to Fayette. We're doing Mount Hope from Pennsylvania to Aurelius, right by where the school was rebuilt, and Jolly Road from Cedar to Penn. So you're going to see a lot of that coming next year. But because the legislature just passed money, and they're going to increase the amount that we have, we are also going to be doing a lot more work on our roads, which is, I think, something that most of our citizens want to hear. And when we do that, we want to take public input. We want to hear, as I go around and knock doors and as Councilman talks to constituents, we certainly hear about everyone's individual road. So one of the things that we are doing is we are announcing a new web page. And I will give this to the media and Scott will give this to the media, but we are doing a road construction input survey like that. And the road construction input survey is going to take input from citizens so they can say, hey, on my street, in this segment from this road to this road, it's all broken up. And we can look and see, can we mill it? Can we put some asphalt patch over it? Or do we have to go in and do a full reconstruct? Now, again, we got about $300 million in need. We get about 14 million from the state. With that, we do snow plowing, we do street sweeping, we do pothole repair, and we do road projects. So the extra 6 million we're going to get this year and then 7 million next year, that's not going to solve our problem, but it is going to allow us to do a lot more work. And as we do some mill and fill, and as we do some asphalt, and as we go and fix some roads, we're going to see a lot more work. And our road crews are ready to go. So as soon as the snow comes and then it melts, we are really excited to get out and fix some roads, do some more work on sidewalks, and really get our infrastructure into a good condition. So with that, I'm excited for this road, and I'm going to ask Councilman Hussein to say a few words.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
My friend.
Can you guys hear me? You guys are amazing. I appreciate you being here. Mr. Shore, appreciate you being here. For folks that don't know, my name is Adam Hussein. I am the South, that wind's coming at me pretty strong, folks. I am the Southwest Lansing representative on the city council, and this is actually my third term serving in that role. These types of projects, believe it or not, are always some of the most exciting projects to discuss. Because when we talk about infrastructure, they really have kind of a unique power, right? When we talk about investments such as this, you think of roads like Pleasant Grove. This is a community connector, obviously. When we talk about investing in a road like this, we're talking about improving public safety. We're talking about improving the efficiency of public safety provisions, things of that nature. We're talking about improving property values. We're talking about the attraction and retention of businesses, of residents, economic growth. And frankly, part of it is just about the respective and collective self-worth of the people that are actually here in Southwest Lansing, whether that be residents or whether that be business owners. I have gotten so many calls, probably dating back to the cones first being positioned out at Pleasant Grove, in terms of people just being ecstatic that this road was finally going to be rehabilitated, resurfaced, and obviously we have some other work that was done as well. And of course, Mr. Kilpatrick can speak to that work. This is absolutely a community connector, and unfortunately for a long time, this road has actually served as a repellent to said community connection. When we look at the epicenter of Southwest Lansing, you're really looking at Pleasant Grove and Holmes. And so you look at some of the neighborhoods in this area, whether that be Luton Ridge, whether that be Colonial Village, whether that be Averill Woods, instead of going south and convening right really at Pleasant Grove and Holmes, which is the epicenter, which really should be the center of community for Southwest Lansing, they went north, they went east, and they went west. This kind of changes the game in many respects. So I want to thank the administration. We approve budgets on city council, and then they actually approve the projects. And so they have been, in my opinion, one of the more intentional administrations in terms of really looking at what are those critical mid-major corridors, what are some of those mid-major community connectors, what are some of those neighborhood roads that really need to be addressed, and plunking the limited resources that we actually do have in some of those spaces. I also want to thank our partners at the state, frankly, whether that be Governor Whitmer, whether that be our Lansing area legislators, everybody from Representatives Devendorf, Hope, who am I missing? Whitwer, sorry. Also Senators Singh as well as Anthony. I think they understand that when you look at states across the Midwest, we all have these same kind of freeze-thaw cycles, but we are spending less per capita, not necessarily when you're talking about user fees, but we're spending less per capita on local roads than any other state, right? And so if you think that Michigan roads, in terms of the inner city urban core, are worse than Pennsylvania's, Ohio's, Indiana's, Illinois', you're absolutely correct, they are. And part of the problem is at the state level, and I think our governor and I think our state legislature understands that. We have some issues that have to be fixed in terms of the Constitution, in terms of our statutory framework. cities are kind of hamstrung when we talk about, as an example, designated or earmarked sales tax for roads, things of that nature. There have historically been bigger general fund subsidies in other states than here in the state of Michigan, which has impacted cities such as Lansing. So I really think, with regard to the administration, the council, I think some of our partners at the state, and then, as you just heard, the opportunity for the community to provide some input, I really think we're starting to make some headway, and I think this is evidence of that. So again, hats off to the administration. I hope you get an opportunity to talk to Mr. Kilpatrick and all of our fantastic employees, because frankly, they're the ones doing the real work behind the curtain. As well as we got a couple area emerging developers here. I hope you talk to them as well. I think they can speak intimately to the impact on their business, impact of growing their business, impact of actually investing in areas where the infrastructure is sound. But thanks for being here. This is huge. And of course, Andy has committed. We're going to do south of Holmes next year. And I'm going to keep on bothering him about West Miller. I'm going to keep on bothering him about Wise. I'm going to keep on bothering him and some of our local partners about Waverly, all the way from the river to the southern city edge. But we're going to get there, folks. Thanks for being here.
All right,
Appreciate you.
Thanks, Adam. All right. Any questions from anyone before we cut a ribbon? All right. All right. Let's do it.